The superior of a large rural convent in Ireland was 98 years old and was lying down on her deathbed. And the nuns were gathered around her, and one went out and got her a little glass of milk and gave it to her to sip. And she didn't like it much, and so she only had 2 sips and pushed the glass away. So the nun went out into the kitchen again, and this time she warmed the milk, and she saw a bottle of whiskey that was just on the edge of the cupboard that someone had given the convent. So she put in a few good dollops of whiskey into the milk and brought it back to the Mother Superior. And she asked her to take a sip. The mother did, licked her lips and took another one, and then gulped down the whole glass. And she sparked it up a bit. So the nuns clustered around, and they said, "Mother, would you please give us a few words of wisdom before you go to heaven?" And so she sort of got herself on one elbow and said, "Whatever you do, don't sell that cow." Today, the readings to me speak volumes about the extraordinary love of God for each of us, and how, having created us, he keeps within us in our hearts. And he's always there, because, as Paul said, nothing can separate us from him. Not suffering, or dismay, disappointment, or all those things that happen. He's always there. I suppose that's the great mystery of it all, that God never abandons us, that he's always with us. And so you get in the gospel, you get the disciples saying, "Look, these people they need food, so send them off to buy it." And that really annoyed Christ. "Buy it." He said, "You feed them, that's your job." Talking to the priests and the bishops and the pope, "That's your job. You feed them with the nourishment of God." And they said, "But we've only got 5 loaves and a couple of fish." And they're thinking, "Well, we're not going to share that with them." However, Jesus said, "Well, bring them to me." And he feeds the people. Because he was not letting them suffer. He was compassionate, said at the beginning, and they come to be healed. And he healed them by feeding them, allaying their hunger, giving them the strength they need to continue their journey of life. And that's what he does for us. And today he comes again in the great gift of the Eucharist. In the Gospel he took the bread, he blessed it, he broke it and gave it. And at Mass we take the host, we bless it, we break it and hand it out to you. So the whole cycle of God's love continues, and it never fails, and he nourishes us always. So we know life is hard for many people, but the thing that your faith teaches you, your substratum, is that he's there. And you say, "God, help me, be with me, sustain me, nourish me." And you thank him for the blessings you receive. So there's an old saying which says, you hear a person say, "God seems to be distant from me." And the answer to that is, well, the question has to be asked, which one moved?